Hey, what's up? It's iCkEdMeL. How are you guys doing? And I got a bit of an update with a story that I covered around November 2019. The situation with Taylor Rose Williams and the mother, Brianna Williams, a 5-year-old Jacksonville. I have a playlist on Facebook and YouTube. Definitely check that out if you're not aware of this story where the mother reported a child missing. There's still updates to this day coming. I thought about I did make a video that's like about 40 minutes long, combining all the videos together, all the episodes, and trimming out the intros and outros. And YouTube won't monetize that video for some reason, but if you guys want that, I'll release it. If not, you can go back to the playlist. There's a new video released, body cam, of when police first arrived to the house, and she's putting on this nice little show of emotions about her daughter missing. There's also a COD update, which is kind of troubling because I think of other cases like Quan Charles where sometimes the results can come back and it's kind of like null, like you don't know. So we're gonna get into that too. And by the way, I've almost finished the whole preparation for a live stream on Alexis Sharkey. I almost messed that up. Sharkey. It's a lot of information. I put it together. I got the video clips. I think I'm going to sit on it for one more night. You know, I'm recording this Monday. One more night maybe, just to be sure I got everything planned together. So look out for that live stream coming soon. So this is the update with the COD, which is kind of alarming because like I was saying with other cases, even with Quan, what if it comes back that it doesn't give us any answers, right? It's
details in the death of this 5-year-old girl. Action News Jax first told you about Taylor Williams last November when her mom reported her missing.
What do you think happened this morning? Where do you think she's at?
I have no clue. We are sort of camped out right in front of that Brentwood home.
And she knew the entire time.
Where Brianna Williams, the girl.
And you definitely have to check out the playlist. If you don't know this story and the conditions that this child was in, Taylor, and all the details and the neighbors and the reports and how long, gotta check it out.
The girl's mother says she was last seen.
The community came together to search for her.
I just want to know the girl's okay. I really do.
And held vigils to show support. 6 days later, the girl's remains were found near her mom's Alabama hometown.
I'm done with this. I don't want to talk about this. Yes, I am done because you're lying to me now.
Why we may never know what really happened to Taylor. A new autopsy report for Taylor Williams says there is not enough evidence to say how she died.
Taylor's
Ain't that crazy?
mother, Brianna Williams, is facing 3 felony charges that include child.
And the thing, there's a difference with this situation, though. You can't compare it to because for Taylor, it's very possible that she had been gone for months, weeks,
neglect
months.
In lying to law enforcement. She has not been charged in her daughter's death. And here's a look at what was in the autopsy report. There was no definitive evidence of violence. The report did find signs of neglect and illness, but not enough to say what happened to Taylor.
Wow.
The medical examiner says Taylor likely died weeks, even months, before her remains were
Months! And that's why I say you got to go back to her living
found
conditions.
in Alabama. Today we spoke to our Action News Jax law and safety expert to see what could happen next.
But in an event like this where you really can't determine the cause of death, it doesn't prevent a charge of murder. It merely prevents the maximum charge. From a defense perspective, it's better to settle this case out and get some leniency from the state of Florida in the prosecution without going to trial.
Now, Brianna Williams is due back in court next month. We'll let you know what happens in the courtroom.
She's fine. She's not in pain. She's not suffering. She's good. Now, this was recently released by News 4 Jax. This is the body cam, and just look at the show that she's putting on. And I think I'm going to have to clip this and put this into my archive of the show that people put on.
Live from the local station.
Kind of incredible, the
News
show that
4
people put on.
Jax starts now.
Crystal Jackson, Megan Boswell.
For the first time, we're seeing police body camera video from the day this Jacksonville
Jesse
mom
Smollett.
and Navy Petty Officer Brianna Williams reported her 5-year-old daughter Taylor missing
Malia Bass.
just over a year ago.
What's his name? Trayvon?
A week later, the child's remains were found in a wooded area of rural Alabama.
The body camera video is from the Brentwood neighborhood where Williams told police she woke up to find her daughter gone from their home and the back door unlocked. News 4 Jax reporter Janice Harris reviewed the videos and joins us live. Janice.
Tom and Mary, it gives us an idea of just how hard the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and other investigators were working to find that child when you look at these videos.
And they did a really good job. To put all that together in that short amount of time, especially as long as she's been gone.
But we find out, of course, that the remains of that child would be found in Alabama almost a week later. It's November 6, 2019, and Brianna Williams tells police that her child, Taylor Rose Williams, is missing. Williams tells police she last saw Taylor around midnight when she put her to bed. A police officer calls another investigator about the situation.
Go in the house. Go in the house and tear that house apart. Make sure she's not hiding somewhere in the house.
The officer begins to search the yard and goes into the house. It's hard to see. Taylor Williams.
You notice she's dressed up in her military uniform too, just to put on the show too. Hey, I'm military. I'm a good person. Don't worry, you can trust me.
Williams is not there. Police put out the first notification of a missing child as Brianna Williams begins to cry again.
All units be on the lookout for her. She was last seen at midnight, 661 Ivy Street. She was wearing a pink and purple t-shirt and a pink and purple pajama bottoms.
Within hours, investigators and strangers began looking for Taylor Rose Williams. Police also visit the homes of any sex offenders in the neighborhood, asking where they have been and if they have seen the little girl. Sadly, they would not find her alive. Williams faces charges of aggravated child abuse, neglect, tampering with evidence, and lying to police. And it's important to know this is significant because just last week, we told you about the autopsy report where the examiner believes that the child's body had been decomposed for several weeks, if not a couple of months. So when Brianna Williams was reporting that her child was just missing that night before, it does not add up.
Of course.
But Brianna Williams sits in jail tonight. She has a pretrial hearing on January 5th.
It's all a game for these people. It's a game and a joke. Let me see this other video. I think this shows us more.
Newly released body camera footage giving us new insight into the search for 5-year-old Taylor Williams. It reveals the moments after her mother, Brianna, reported her missing. In one of the videos, we also hear a detective talking to Williams.
He's asking about a cell phone found in her house, and this is critical because later in the investigation, the data on Brianna Williams' cell phone led police to Taylor's body.
I woke up this morning and started getting up from work.
Oh, yeah.
She wasn't in her room.
Oh, yeah.
Have you had any problems with anybody? Okay. Anything
I'm so
unusual?
sorry for you.
Okay. Do you live by yourself?
Brianna Williams whimpers and sobs while coming face to face with police for the first time after reporting her 5-year-old daughter, Taylor Williams, missing. On JSO body camera footage, Williams gives police permission to search her house.
Okay. Show me which door was locked real quick. Or unlocked. Was it the back?
Look like she did her face up too for the cops.
Back door? Okay. Said, no sign of the child. They recently moved in over the weekend to this residence. No signs of forced entry.
Meanwhile,
and you got to check out the previous videos too, like I mentioned. Sorry I keep mentioning, but like, yeah, the neighbors and all that stuff too, that they never saw a child when she was moving.
Entire neighborhood is locked down.
174.
While dozens of residents are questioned about the whereabouts of this 5-year-old girl.
And I'm usually here during the day, so I see a lot of kids going in and out. So if I see her,
What should we do if we see her?
call 911. Yeah, don't even bother calling the non-emergency number. Just call 911 immediately.
As police prepare to take Brianna Williams in for questioning, an officer asks her about another cell phone discovered by police inside of her house.
I know it's another phone inside. Is that also through Verizon?
Oh, that one ain't on. That's she. I just let her play ABC Mouse.
I was about to say, okay. So it's like a Wi-Fi, if anything.
It's unclear if that was the cell phone detectives utilized to glean Brianna's historical data, using digital forensics to determine where she'd been using GPS tracking. The data points police used created a footprint, which led investigators to Brianna's hometown of Demopolis, Alabama, a place Williams had traveled to prior to reporting her daughter missing, where police eventually found Taylor's remains in an advanced state of composition in a remote wooded area.
To stay tuned for the upcoming live streams and content, please turn on the bell with notifications, subscribe, hit like. I'd appreciate that. And thank you for the donators on the recent live stream: Crystal, Mel, Yasmin, Spivvy, and Cindy, and also Lisa for the PayPal. Thank you. Take care of yourselves and peace. Wait, why did I do that? Illuminati. Peace.